Daniel's hand slammed against the mailbox harder than he intended, and the rusty door flew open with a sharp metallic cry. "Come on! Come on!" he muttered, breathing fog into the cold December air. Snow crunched under his boots as he leaned forward and reached inside. His fingers touched paper. A card. Just one. He pulled it out quickly and stared at it. Red and green borders. Gold stars. A small drawing of a Christmas tree. Normal. Until he saw the name. To Daniel Carter. His heart skipped. That was his handwriting. No, not exactly. It looked like his handwriting. But older. Shakier. Like someone trying to copy his style. He flipped the envelope over. No return address. No stamp. Just a faded ink signature at the back. Ethan Brooks. Daniel froze. His breath caught in his throat. No, this isn't funny, he whispered. Ethan had been dead for 5 years. Daniel stood there in the snow, staring at the name until his fingers went numb. A car passed behind him, spraying slush on the road, but he didn't move. Ethan had been his best friend. They had grown up together, shared lunches, shared secrets, shared dreams, and then one night everything ended. Daniel shoved the card into his jacket and rushed inside his small house. He locked the door behind him. Twice. His living room was quiet. Too quiet. A small Christmas tree stood in the corner, half decorated. He hadn't finished it. He never had the energy anymore. He dropped his keys on the table and sat on the couch, staring at the card. Okay, he murmured. Let's just open it. His hands shook as he tore the envelope. Inside was a simple white card. He opened it. The handwriting was clear. Dear Daniel, I know this will shock you, but please listen. This year, be careful near the river. Someone you love will almost be taken from you. Don't ignore this. I'm watching over you. Ethan. Daniel's chest tightened. He read it again and again. This is sick, he said aloud. This is really sick. Someone was playing a cruel joke. That had to be it. Someone who knew about Ethan. Someone who knew about the accident. Someone who wanted to hurt him. He threw the card on the table and stood up. I'm not falling for this, he said firmly, but his voice sounded weak. Later that evening, his younger sister, Lily, called. Danny, she said cheerfully. Merry Christmas Eve. He forced a smile into his voice. Merry Christmas, Lil. You sound tired. Just work. Again? You work too much. I know. She paused. Are you coming tomorrow? Of course. I promised. Good. Mom would have liked that. The words stung. I know, Daniel replied quietly. They lost their parents years ago. Lily was all he had left. After the call, Daniel sat in silence. His eyes drifted to the card. He picked it up. Be careful near the river. He scoffed. The river is frozen, he muttered. Nothing's going to happen. Christmas morning came quickly. Daniel drove to Lily's house early. Snow fell lightly, covering the roads in white. Her small house was warm and bright, filled with laughter and music. Lily hugged him tightly when he arrived. You look thinner, she said. You look bossier, he replied. She laughed. They spent the morning cooking and talking. Around noon, Lily suggested a walk. The river looks beautiful today, she said. Come on. Daniel's smile faded. The river? Yeah, it's just down the road. He hesitated. Maybe later. Danny, relax. You're acting weird. I'm fine. She grabbed her coat. Let's go. Against his better judgment, he followed. The river was quiet, covered in thin ice. Sunlight reflected off the surface. It's so pretty, Lily said, stepping closer. Stay back, Daniel said sharply. She turned. What? Just don't go too close. Why? I said don't. She rolled her eyes. You worry too much. She took one more step. Crack. The sound was sudden, sharp, terrifying. Lily, Daniel shouted. The ice broke. She screamed as she fell into the freezing water. Help! Daniel! He ran without thinking. He dropped to his knees, reaching for her. Hold my hand, Don't let go. Her fingers were numb, slipping. I'm scared, she cried. I've got you, he yelled. With all his strength he pulled. The ice cut his arms. Water soaked his clothes. But he didn't stop. Finally he dragged her out. They collapsed on the snow, gasping. Lily sobbed. Daniel held her tightly. His heart pounded wildly. After a long moment, she whispered, You saved me. He couldn't speak. All he could see was the card. That night, back home, Daniel sat at his table, staring at it. His hands trembled. It was right, he whispered. The card was right. A knock came at his door. He jumped. Who is it? Mail. He frowned. He hadn't ordered anything. He opened the door slowly. A young delivery man stood there. Package for Daniel Carter. Daniel took it. Inside was another envelope. Red, green, gold. His stomach dropped. Another Christmas card. From someone else who was dead. Daniel closed the door slowly after the delivery man left. The house felt colder, quieter, like something invisible had entered with the envelope. He stood in the middle of the living room, staring at it. No, not again, he whispered. His fingers refused to move. For almost a full minute he just stood there, breathing heavily. Finally he sat down and tore it open. The card was blue this time. Snowflakes covered the front. Inside, neat handwriting filled the page. Dear Daniel, I'm glad Lily is safe. You listened. Please keep listening. Next month, your doctor will give you news you won't like. Don't panic. Change your habits. You still have time. Mrs. Harper. Daniel's throat tightened. Mrs. Harper. His high school teacher. She had died of cancer 3 years ago. He dropped the card. How do they know? He whispered. His phone rang. He jumped. It was Lily. Danny, she said softly. I can't stop shaking. I know, he replied. Me too. Thank you for today. He swallowed. I'd do anything for you. After the call, Daniel poured himself a glass of water. His hand shook so badly that half of it spilled. He stared at the 2 cards on the table. Ethan, Mrs. Harper, both dead, both accurate. This isn't a prank, he said aloud. Over the next few days, he became restless. He barely slept. Every small sound made him jump. At work, his friend Mark noticed. You look terrible, Mark said during lunch. Thanks, Daniel replied dryly. I'm serious. You okay? Daniel hesitated. Then he showed him the cards. Mark laughed. Dude, this is some creepy Christmas marketing thing. Lily almost died, Daniel snapped. Mark fell silent. Okay. That's weird. You think I'm crazy? No, Mark said slowly. I think you're scared. Yes, Daniel admitted. I am. January came. Daniel avoided the river, avoided risky driving, ate better, stopped smoking, stopped drinking soda. He followed the warning. In February, he visited his doctor for a routine checkup. Dr. Simmons frowned at the screen. Daniel's heart raced. What is it? Your blood pressure is very high, she said. And your cholesterol is worse than last year. He remembered the card. Next month, your doctor will give you news you won't like. Is it serious? He asked quietly. It can be, she replied. But you can fix this. When he got home, he cried. Not loudly, silently, into his pillow. That night, another card arrived. From his Uncle Robert, dead for 10 years. Dear Daniel, you're doing well. But there's something you've been hiding. It's poisoning you. Tell the truth. Set yourself free. Uncle Rob. Daniel knew exactly what it meant. Ethan. The accident. The secret. He hadn't been driving. Ethan had. They were speeding. Laughing. Drunk. Ethan lost control. The car crashed. Ethan died. Daniel survived. But he told everyone he was driving. He took the blame. Not to be brave, but to protect Ethan's memory. And to avoid questions. He had never told Lily the truth. Never told anyone. The guilt followed him everywhere. He went to Ethan's grave the next day. Snow covered the stone. I'm sorry, Daniel whispered. I should have told the truth. His phone buzzed. A message from Lily. Can we talk tonight? He stared at it. Yes, he typed. That evening they sat in her living room. The lights were low. Lily watched him carefully. What's going on with you? She asked. He took a deep breath. There's something I need to tell you. His voice cracked. He told her everything. The speeding, the drinking, the lie, the guilt. She listened without interrupting. When he finished, tears filled her eyes. You've been carrying this alone? She whispered. I was scared, he admitted. Of losing you. She hugged him tightly. You won't lose me, she said. Not for telling the truth. For the first time in years, he felt lighter. March passed. April. May. The cards kept coming. From dead neighbors, dead coworkers, dead relatives. All with gentle warnings. Advice. Encouragement. Never threats. Never cruelty. One night, Mark came over. You've changed, Mark said. In a good way. Daniel smiled faintly. I had help. From who? He gestured at the box of cards. Mark shook his head. Man. If this is a dream, don't wake up. Then, in December, another card arrived. Different. Heavier. No de queraschen. Just plain white. No name on the back. Daniel's heart pounded as he opened it. Inside were only 3 lines. Dear Daniel, we've done all we can. The final lesson is coming. Be brave. He sank into his chair. What does that mean? He whispered. Outside, snow began to fall again. Christmas was near, and he was more afraid than ever. Daniel barely slept that night. He lay on his bed staring at the ceiling, listening to the ticking of the clock. We've done all we can. The final lesson is coming. Be brave. He read the words again and again until they felt burned into his mind. What lesson? He whispered. What do you want from me? No answer came. The next morning, he visited Lily. She noticed his pale face immediately. You're not okay, she said. He forced a smile. I will be. That's not an answer. He hesitated. Then he showed her the last card. She read it slowly. Her hands trembled. Do you think? She stopped. Do you think it means you're going to die? I don't know, he admitted. She grabbed his arm. Don't talk like that. I'm not afraid of dying, he said softly. I'm afraid of leaving things unfinished. She hugged him tightly. Then don't leave anything unfinished, she whispered. That afternoon, dark clouds gathered. Weather reports warned of heavy storms. By evening, rain poured heavily, melting the snow. Rivers began to rise. Daniel sat by his window watching. Something felt wrong. His phone rang. Lily. Danny, she cried. The basement is flooding. I'm coming, he said instantly. He grabbed his jacket and ran. Rain soaked him as he drove. Wind shook the trees. When he reached her house, water was already flowing into the yard. Lily, he shouted, bursting inside. I'm here, she replied from downstairs. He rushed down. Water covered the steps. Boxes floated. Furniture was soaked. She stood near the window, terrified. I can't get out, she cried. He waded through the water. Hold my hand, he said. She reached for him. Suddenly, the floor gave way. They both fell. Water rushed in violently. Daniel hit his head. Pain exploded in his skull. He struggled to breathe. Lily screamed. Daniel, don't let go. I won't, he gasped. The current was strong, pulling them apart. His strength faded. His vision blurred. Then, he heard voices. Soft. Familiar. Not yet, Daniel. Stay with us. Be brave. He recognized them. Ethan, Mrs. Harper, Uncle Rob, others. You're not done, Ethan's voice whispered. Save her, Mrs. Harper said. With his last strength, Daniel pushed Lily toward the stairs. Go, he yelled. She grabbed the railing. He followed.
I
barely.
recognize you.
They collapsed at
You
the
have
top.
seen the truth.
Moments later,
Welcome.
firefighters arrived. They were rescued. At the hospital, Daniel woke up slowly. Machines beeped around him. Lily sat beside his bed, crying. Hey, he whispered. She laughed through tears. You scared me, she said.
I'm sorry.
You're not allowed to leave me, she replied firmly. Weeks later, Daniel returned home. A small envelope lay in his mailbox. One last card. He opened it with calm hands. Inside was a simple message. Dear Daniel, you were never meant to be perfect. You were meant to be honest. You were meant to love. You were meant to live. We're proud of you. Always with you. Tears rolled down his face. But he was smiling. He placed all the cards in a box. Not to hide them, to honor them. On Christmas Eve, he stood by his window watching the snow fall. Lily sat beside him. You're different now, she said. I feel different, he replied. She smiled. Happier. Yes, he said. Lighter. He looked at the camera in his mind, as if speaking to the world. Sometimes, he thought, the past doesn't haunt us to destroy us. It follows us to heal us. He turned to Lily. Promise me something. What? Never stop talking to me, even when life gets hard. I promise, she said. He nodded, and for the first time in years, he felt truly at peace. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs hope today. Comment below and tell us, what would you do if you received a letter from someone who had passed away? Your support helps us keep bringing you powerful stories like this. Merry Christmas. And remember, love never dies.